Well, I think what I'd like to talk about today on this MURTATHON, or Mobilethon actually, is honesty. Now, tonight, on my Friday MURTATHON, a lot of what I talk about is going to have to do with honesty. It's about why people aren't honest, why they cheat, and why they steal. And the fact that what has been going on here is that people that don't lie, cheat, and steal are combating people that lie, cheat, and steal. And the most prominent among the liar, cheater, and the thief among this group is this guy from Northwest Minnesota. He's lied his way through society his entire life. And he's even confessed to it, in a way. He's confessed to lying, he's cheated, and he's stolen, and he's confessed to all of it. And he did so in a rather interesting way. A little parable he told. He claimed that when he was a very young boy, preteen more than likely, probably 9, 10 years old, can't remember if he even expressed his exact age, but he got into a little mischief like a lot of kids his age do. But this was a little bit serious. Him and his young friend decided to start a fire. I think it was a pile of rubbish in the side yard or something. You know, you get some kids that are fascinated with fires, so they start a fire. Got a little bit out of control, and they panicked. Neighbor lady came out to see what all was going on and saw these boys playing with fire. And as he says in his book, this guy was worried about his parents finding out. That he spent the next week or whatever terrified that the neighbor was going to tell his mother, and that the mother was going to tell the father, and he was going to get punished in some way, whether it's a whooping or a stern talking to or what have you. He was going to get punished. And so he was terrified. But what's important is what he did not do. He did not confess. And after a period of time, nobody ever found out about the fire, and he got away with it. And I think that one beginning point that he confessed in his book as an adult, decades later, is that he learned that if you kept your mouth shut and didn't say anything, you might get away with a lie, a cheat, or a steal. And the book is full of examples. He got caught trespassing. Now, the details of what is behind the trespassing is interesting, but I'm keeping that under wraps for now. But it's an interesting story because it's a cheat. It's something that he did wrong. And it was seriously wrong. But he managed to cover it up. At least he thought he did. And it's all through his criminal record that he has. The various things he's done. He's lied, he's cheated, and he stole. Quite literally. And he's gone through life breaking the rules. Again, he admitted it in the book. I think the book, in some ways, was a confessional. And in other ways, it was probably bragging about all these things he did, and he never had to account for his actions. He admitted to substance abuse. He admitted to getting so drunk that he almost died. And he woke up on the floor in a hospital, a mental hospital. And he's got caught driving under the influence. He's got caught running around without a seatbelt on. All kinds of things that this guy has done through his life where he's broken the rules. And he did it by tormenting a woman in Florida that he didn't know. He tried to lie his way into her good graces, and when that failed, he lied about her. Wrote a book full of lies about people, total strangers, and he had no idea who these people are. And in some cases, the people lied to him for whatever reason. Maybe they were just playing with him, telling him things he wanted to hear. So there's that lie. And he continued to lie, saying he was an important person. He was a witness for the FBI. He was this, that, and the other thing. And right up until today, where he says he's third in line to the President of the United States. He's a press secretary for this all-important government agency fighting crimes against children, sex trafficking, pedophilia, satanic worshiping, all this stuff. This is what he claims. And again, if we go back to the book, we look at where he stated that likes attract, that there are people that are consistent in certain kinds of actions that attract themselves to each other. And that's basically true. If you have someone in common that you know, you're attracted to them. And the more people you find that you have something in common with, the more you people are going to be attracted to each other. And eventually you're going to form a group. Because you have all these people that have the same thing in common. Political parties are along that way. And so what we have here is someone who is part of a group. But in this case, the group is that of liars and cheaters. They lie, cheat, and steal. And one good example of this is the woman that this individual met, that herself is a liar, a cheater, and a thief. And she openly admits it. She actually brags about it. This woman, for example, she went out and hired a contractor. Contractor provided the service in good faith, believing that the woman was honest and that she would pay for services rendered. She did not, of course. She filed bankruptcy. Said she couldn't pay her bills, doesn't have any money. Now, the law provides for this, of course, because we have bankruptcy laws. Say, okay, you can't pay your bills. We'll give you this second chance. You can file bankruptcy. So she goes to court and she lies. Says she's broke. She doesn't have any assets. Doesn't have a car. Doesn't have any real estate. Doesn't have any of this. Turns out she has access to her car. She has all kinds of assets. They're hidden because it's part of a family trust or some nonsense, but it's a legal way of hiding your assets. It's a cheat. It's a legal cheat, but it's a cheat nonetheless. So she lied to the court. Bankruptcy was granted. She walked away from a $100,000 debt. Bragged about it. Said, oh, that was a smart business decision. Well, actually, it's not. If you file bankruptcy in the course of your business, under the circumstances that this woman did, it's a failure. It's to show that you don't know what you're doing. You're not capable of running a business because you don't anticipate a worst case scenario, that you may have problems in your business and you want to plan ahead to say, I'm not going to have it, get into trouble. She didn't plan. And thus when she found herself in a jam, she did what most cheaters do. They put the burden on somebody else. And that guy wound up out $100,000. Money that he had to make up. He still had to pay his suppliers for the materials used in his work and the employees that he employed to do the work, and so on and so forth. So in the end, the honest people, the people that don't lie, the people that don't steal, they're the ones that lost out. Yeah, I grew up with the parable honesty is the best policy. Well, it may be, but the honest people are the ones that wound up paying the price for those that cheat, lie, and steal. The dishonest people, the people that don't have integrity. And it's one of the reasons that I'm here today talking on this blog, is because I have gotten victimized by people that lie, cheat, and steal. People that go around saying that they have a task force that's part of the United States government, or they are part of a high command that does the bidding of the government, and so on and so forth, or another company that is employed under an act of Congress to do audits against government agencies. They're all liars, cheaters, and stealers. And you go back into each and every individual in their background, you will see where they have lied, they've cheated, and they've stolen from others in order for their own gain. And they attract others who do the same thing. And that's what I'll be talking about tonight, about how these liars, cheaters, and stealers have persuaded others to lie, cheat, and steal. But when the others get caught lying, cheating, and stealing, they're left on their own. And these people walk away to lie, cheat, and steal another day, while those victims of theirs that they persuaded are left to face the consequences. I will be on the air 10 p.m. tonight for another Friday Murtathon, where I will discuss the true reason why the first half of my Tuesday Murtathon was taken offline by YouTube, and what it was that was not revealed. For it's a confession of sorts. It's another example of the lying, cheating, and stealing that's being done under the name of a task force, under the name of a high command, and under the name of trying to pursue child abuse, pedophilia, human trafficking, and abuses of CPS, which is the key behind a lot of this lying, cheating, and stealing that's going on. So stay tuned. This is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1. Have a good one.